With cities spending billions of dollars to host the Olympics, to attract tourists and conventions, and to incorporate headquarters, research, and manufacturing facilities, the branding of places has become big business. We spoke with Rob DeRocker, who is an expert in this field. As an executive with Development Counselors International, he has traveled the world to put particular places on the map. He spoke to us about the growth of this field.
Well, branding places definitely is more popular. It's become the it girl of marketing in the last 10 years or so. Some say it makes a lot of sense. Sometimes some people say it makes a lot of nonsense. There's a lot of fluff related to branding. It's one of the most overused words. You can go both ways on whether it works, depending on the size of the community, depending on the characteristics of the community. But it definitely has become more voguish. Certainly more and more community leaders are thinking in these terms.
The increase in spending to brand places is not without its controversy. For one thing, branding a place is quite a different thing than, say, branding a product like a soft drink.
You brand a product and you basically want people to buy the product. Well, a community is more complex than that. You brand it, you market it for industrial development, for economic development. Do you want visitors to come and use your hotels and go to your attractions? Do you want both? Are they competing with one another? On the one hand, you look at a Las Vegas, which has a very successful brand as a place, one of the most successful, if not the most successful in the world, and you say it works. Then, you look at Des Moines, Iowa, and it's not so easy.
Complexity is a big issue. Size and diversity are one thing. Who's in charge is another.
You've got a mix of independent and competing businesses that have their own ideas about how the community should be marketing. Within a company with a product, you get some of those competing voices, but ultimately they speak with one voice, the CEOs or whoever makes the decision about branding the product. It doesn't necessarily end with the mayor when it comes to branding a city. And then, the bigger they are, the more the communities are, which on the one hand give them more resources for branding. On the other, you've got much more of a mix and complex picture of what that community is.
If branding places is indeed the it girl of marketing, she doesn't come fast, and she doesn't come cheap.
I had one of our clients was Rio Rancho, New Mexico, and the developer there joked that it was 30 years of hard work and he's an overnight success, and that's the way it can be with branding. It just takes relentless time and a lot of and here again is another challenge, an obstacle, cash. It's not a cheap. It's not a cheap date. You've got to, they say with impressions that it takes 9 impressions for really to make an impression, for people to remember things. Well, Coca-Cola has that kind of money. Most communities do not, and so it takes more time and effort.
As our world shrinks and we become more global, the competition for investment, talent, and attention becomes ever keener. Winning your city, state, or country's fair share can really pay off in terms of cultural and economic wealth. Harnessing the power of brand may be well worth the effort.